What's up, my wizards? Dev from mtg, that channel down there as usual. I ain't pretty happy today, I gotta let you know. Eddie L, you said the challenge is, I had to read it in that voice, the challenge is create a standard pauper deck using only commons. Now, I have done exactly that here, and grinning, you can tell I got a cheese-eating grin on my face. I think I've done pretty well. Let's go ahead and tell you a little bit about this deck here. This deck uses, like I said, only commons, has an infinite combo in it that wins on turn 4 and is monocolored. So, like I said, I tried to do my best for you here. I think I've done pretty darn good. So, here it is. Well, I hardly ever do this, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you how this combo works before I tell you exactly everything that's in this deck. So here's what we're going to do. Turn 1, we're going to play Island. It's a blue deck. And we're going to play Spider Silk Net. Now, just because it's a zero-cost common artifact. This were not a commons only deck. There's plenty of other zero cost things you could do, but this is our one option and we have to have it. So this. Turn 2, we're going to play another island. We're going to play Elusive Spellfist. If you've played any Dragons of Tarkir draft, you know all about this guy. He's ridiculous. And he also in this deck enables something truly stupid. Now turn 3, we're going to play an island, again, that, and we're going to play Zephyr Scribe, probably the best blue common in DTK, actually, for sealed play and draft. This thing is crazy, and this is what really does the combo for us. Now, we went on turn 4, so let's go ahead and go 4th turn. We don't have to have a land for this turn. We just play Retraction Helix on our Zephyr Scribe, and then we can tap it to return the Spider Silk Net to our hand, play it again, that untapped Zephyr Scribe, tap it again, why not, to return the Spider Silk Net to your hand. Play that again, over and over and over you can do this, and every time you do, your Elusive Spellfist gets +1/+0, and of course is unblockable. So you can, I don't know, you can just play Spider Silk Net, we'll say like 76,332 times, and swing in for over 17,000 damage on turn 4. And yeah, and still have mana open, by the way, after you play the Helix, to say, you know, play Glint or Negate on anything that your opponent tries to do at that point. Or you could always Retraction Helix that last, you know, a threat away or something like that. You get one more Retraction Helix at the end of the combo is all I'm saying. So, yeah. Turn 4, all commons, and infinite combo, monocolored. So let's tell you exactly what is in this deck. We're doing 4 Elusive Spellfist and 4 Zephyr Scribe. Those are our only creatures at all. And yeah, you gotta have them for the combo. Now Zephyr Scribe is really cool. It can filter until you get the combo if you want that. Elusive Spellfist obviously can swing in, and it's got a big butt, big 1/3 for 2 mana, you know, play that turn 2, and that will slow aggro strategies down a little bit. So we got that going for us, right? But we're only playing these 8 creatures in the main deck. Well, let's talk about the spells then. 30 spells in this thing. We're going to play, obviously, 4 Spider Silk Net. Let's get that out of the way. We need that for the combo. We're playing 4 Retraction Helix. You probably could have guessed that. Obviously, Helix does more than just the combo. If you've got a Scribe out or something like that, then it's totally good, turns out. It's just, you know, boomerang, essentially, for a creature, which is fine. That's more than fine. We're playing 4 copies. Here's our protection suite. We're playing 4 copies of Glint and 4 copies of Negate. Obviously, these are both mostly to protect your Elusive Spellfist, and Negate can do a lot of work for you outside of that even. So I fully support 4 copies of Negate. Normally I don't, but definitely in this, as it doubles as sort of a God's Willing and a, you know, counter target, say Hero's Downfall or something like that. So I feel like the, you know, definite 4 of inclusion for both here. Keeping with the counter magic thing, we've got 4 copies of Nullify. This helps us out a lot against aggro, which we have very little help against, it turns out, in mono blue, commons only. So we've got a little bit of help, but this helps an awful lot. Nullify, definitely play the full 4 copies, I think, in this deck. You're going to be countering creatures all day. We're playing 4 Voyages End. Here's that help I was referring to. Not only does Voyages End tempo for you, take care of a guy for a turn, but also you can scry off of it, help you put your combo together. So, double meaning, and this is really one of the only good removal pieces we have. You know, I looked at Force Away and stuff like that, but nothing at all is as good as Voyages End in this slot, and I want to play all the copies I can. We're going to play 4 copies of Anticipate, obviously, again, helping us put the combo together. It also helps us dig for counter magic in a situation where we need it. So, yeah, definitely 4 copies of Anticipate. One of the best blue commons in the entire format, bar none, definitely. So, yeah, we got to dig, we got to get counter magic, and we got to put our combo together. 4 copies of Anticipate is sort of standard. 4 copies of pretty much everything so far, but here's 1 copy of Treasure Cruise. And obviously, we're playing 30 spells in the deck, so we're going to be able to cruise if the game goes long enough, or really even sort of long, you know. We can cruise in the mid-range a lot of the time. And we're also playing 1 copy of Disdainful Stroke. I'll go ahead and put them up at the same time. Another piece of counter magic, again, when we get into the late game, this is pretty good. And honestly, Disdainful Stroke is useful for more than just the late game now. You know, you see how good Green-Red Devotion has been lately? It's really taken a lot of top spots lately. We see it on too much, to be honest. This plays all the threats. And most of those threats cost more than or equal to 4 mana. And so, yeah, I think Disdainful Stroke is getting a little bit more in vogue. We haven't seen it in main decks in a while, and maybe it's time again. So, at least the 1 copy of Disdainful Stroke in the main. I don't really have to talk much about the lands. We're playing 22 lands. Every single one of them is an island. I could see perhaps playing, say, Evolving Wilds, just because you want to be able to fuel Treasure Cruise, and some decks will want to play more than just the 1 copy. But I definitely want our lands to come into play untapped. And, oh, another reason you might want to, I'm talking myself out of it, another reason you might want to play Evolving Wilds, it thins your deck out so that you don't draw lands when you don't want lands. But still, even saying that, I just want to play the 22 basics. Very, very reliable. So let's move ahead to our board. The board is kind of interesting, to be honest. We're playing 3 copies of Disdainful Stroke. You see it up here. I want to address the Sidisi's Faithful. Sidisi's Faithful, very good tempo card against aggro, it turns out, and even against some mid-range decks. It's 1 mana, and you can return a thing to their hand just by exploiting itself, basically. Or you can choose to not exploit anything and not use that ability, and just have a 1 mana Yoked Ox, basically a 0/4 guy out there, turn 1 or 2, to block aggro. Definitely think that this has a place in the sideboard, especially in this format. And yeah, again, we don't have much help against aggro, and this helps us out a lot against aggro. Forgot to mention the best thing about this deck. It is obviously a budget deck. When you put all these cards together in the main deck, it costs $3.61 on TCG Player to make this turn 4 infinite combo commons only thing. Now when it goes off, everyone's gonna go crazy too. This is ridiculous. And you know, no one will not root for you. That was double negative. But you know what I mean. You see this at Friday Night Magic, you see a guy playing this, you're totally gonna root for him. Everybody loves this thing. So give it a shot. I hope you like it. Here you go, Eddie, and the rest of the Wizards. Let me know how you think about this. We're obviously working on a ton of stuff right now, but let me know, as usual, if you have any suggestions for decks. One thing I'm working on right now, the top 15 cards in Standard. Let me know how much interest you have in that, and I'll know how quickly to push it out there. I'm also working on a ton of decks for a ton of people. Burn, I'm working on mono green budget. I'm working on Mardu mid-range white black enchantments. So keep them coming. Oh, I've got mono black waste knot ready. I mean, you guys have been giving me a lot of suggestions lately, and I appreciate that. And I got most of them ready for you. Just got to figure out what order I'm going to put them in. And Magic Origin spoilers on top of all that. So make sure you subscribe for more. Like, share, comment, subscribe. It does us so much help, and it just takes 2 seconds to click that button, man. We appreciate you when you do it. Leave a comment, and we'll talk right at you. We're still a small channel. We can do that. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I'm still super happy about this deck, you can tell. Later, Wizards.